What's up guys, Demon Asylum here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the possibility of Borderlands 3 getting delayed and now not planning to release until the 2020 fiscal year. Some of you may have saw a video I posted yesterday in which I talked about the possibility of Borderlands 3 not being at E3 this year because of some tweets made by Randy Pitchford, the CEO of Gearbox, the company behind Borderlands. From those tweets, one of the ways they could have been interpreted is making you think that he was trying to tell us that Borderlands 3 would not be at E3. Now, if there was any new piece of information or from a different source or topic that could have come about and that could be connected to that interpretation to make it seem more legitimate and possible, this is definitely it. So let's get into it. So the information we're going to be going over here is in regards to two different earnings reports. If you're not sure what those are, basically it is reports to let investors know from these parent companies above the publishers and developers to let them know about the expected revenue to be made from all of the X games releasing throughout that fiscal year. And oftentimes we find out what some of those games releasing are going to be, or information about them that we hadn't known prior, because this is all public information, of course, and it's all that of which that these parent companies need to let their investors know about. It's obviously very important business and financial information. So pretty much there was an earnings report put out by Take-Two, who is the parent company over 2K, which is the publishing company for Gearbox, which is the development company for the Borderlands franchise. And in this earnings report, which came out a while ago and was based on the current fiscal year, it had said that there was a highly anticipated AAA title from one of 2K's biggest franchises that was set to release during the current fiscal year, which goes from in 2018 starting in April all the way up to the end of March in 2019. Now, while that may not seem like a lot of information to some of you guys that you could go off of, it actually is quite a bit, and it only leaves a couple of realistic options. Between it being highly anticipated, a AAA title, and one of 2K's biggest franchises, the first game that came to everybody's mind was, of course, Borderlands 3. We've known that this game has been in development for years because Randy Pitchford, the CEO of Gearbox, has been very open about that. And so the only other game that people thought it may be is a new BioShock game, but as far as everyone knew, there was no one even working on a new BioShock game. There was nothing in the works. There was no reason to believe that a new BioShock game would be coming, and it was just in every way more realistic to think that this game being referred to was Borderlands 3. Now moving on from that earnings report and onto a newer earnings report put out recently, again by the same people, Take-Two. In that earnings report, they are saying that that same highly anticipated title from one of 2K's biggest franchises, which had been planned for release during the current fiscal year, is now planned for launch during the fiscal 2020 year to allow for additional development time. They then followed with, "We remain as excited as ever about this title and expect it to enhance our results next fiscal year." And of course, the 2020 fiscal year, for those of you that don't know, that would go from October of 2019 up until September of 2020. Now, it is of course worth noting that this game in the earnings report being referred to is not Borderlands 3. If that is the case, I don't really know exactly how the earnings reports work in terms of like if every single unannounced title for X amount of time has to be listed on the earnings report, or if it's optional to any extent. Like, if this game being referred to is not Borderlands 3, you know, I'm wondering why isn't there another unannounced title on there that would be Borderlands 3, or if it doesn't need to be listed on there. I'm not someone who knows a bunch about how these earnings reports and stuff work or the specifics for them. I just kind of know the general idea behind them and what to take away from them once they've gone public, of course. But if this is not a game that is Borderlands 3 or whatever the new Borderlands game is going to be called, I suppose it could potentially be a new BioShock game from this current earnings report, the new one. There is in there stated to be a secret studio potentially working on a new game, and it's rumored that that could be a new BioShock game. It also is a potential that, you know, it could be like a new Duke Nukem game that's not going to come out for a couple more years, people are saying. But for the most part, I think everyone is still thinking that this is Borderlands 3. And of course, if it is, it means that the earliest we can see this game is October 2019, and the latest we could see it based on the current earnings report anyway is September 2020. Obviously, though, just like it changed the first time, if this is Borderlands 3, it could always change again. That's all I have for you here in this video, though, guys. Hopefully you were able to understand everything. If you have any questions or confusion, go ahead and just post in the comment section. I will do my best to explain further if needed. And also, give me your thoughts on the whole situation. Do you think this unannounced title is Borderlands 3? Do you think it's something else? And if you do think it's Borderlands 3 or even just the potential of, let me know if this is like really disappointing to you guys as it is to me. I was really hoping for a reveal for Borderlands 3 to some extent to E3 this year, and then I was hoping for a late 2018 2018 or early 2019 release based on this unannounced title being Borderlands 3 and being set for the current fiscal year. If it isn't Borderlands 3 though, and especially after this news, that goes completely out the window. And if it goes hand in hand with Randy Pitchford's tweets, we may not even see Borderlands 3 at this E3, which is even more devastating. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment, guys. Maybe I'll talk more about it in a future video. But again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, if you guys have enjoyed the video or found it informative, feel free to drop a like on it down below, subscribe for more, and hit that bell icon to be notified of new videos. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.